وبركاته. No, Spoopy. Spoopy. You are not dismissed. He knows I was gonna stream. Spoopy, no. Spoops. We're gonna have to do this 1 billion times. Yo, doggy, welcome back to the stream. Trying to get Luca to be supportive, but we gotta use a little bit of pressure. Not force, you know, it's still up to him whether he wants to be in the stream or not. Just a little bit of encouragement is all. See, he sat down by himself. I didn't like put anesthesia, any of that, you know me. But how's your day so far? I got my lower tooth removed today. What? Why? That's crazy. Cause you're like an adult now, right? So if they remove that, it's like never gonna grow back. But yeah, today we're gonna go over for loops, which is pretty crazy, man. I'm not ready for this transition to for loops. We've been doing basic code. You are not dismissed, sir. Hello, Unconfident. Welcome back to the stream. Jory, you studied way too much last night. When did you end the live? Like 1 a.m., bro. Yo, doggy, I have braces, and there wasn't enough space for only the incisors, so they had to remove it, unfortunately. So rip tooth. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I thought there was gonna be like a gap forever, but with braces, that makes sense. It's gonna close the gap. I know it probably hurt a lot, but it's gonna be good, inshallah. Like, but only one tooth though? That's crazy. How's it gonna look? Probably a little bit uneven, huh? But the orthodontists know what they're doing. I had braces too. I probably need it again. I definitely need it again. Cause, yeah, I have like an overjet, so like the teeth look okay. It's just the structure's a bit outward. It's not normal. It wasn't like that before braces either. Long time no see. Yeah, Nudor, welcome back. A doggy with braces, lol. I'm imagining like an actual, like a Shiba Inu with braces. The anesthesia was weird, not gonna lie. Oh dang, did they put it like a gas mask? Or, I think that's how it works, I'm not sure. Doggy, long time no see. It's been 8 months, I guess, with braces, and I'll probably be free from them after 2 to 3 months. Oh, nice. And welcome to the streamer, Scott. Welcome back. No cats today, because Luca wants to go outside. Spoops. Spoopy. Can you, like, make him relax? I don't know what the word is. Encourage him to relax. What's up, Julia? Okay, so right now we're gonna go over MATLAB, a couple MATLAB lectures, but this one is ginormous. This is the longest MATLAB lecture ever. It's 53 minutes, bro. I don't know how I'm gonna last. Luca's here. Not by will. I became French there for a second. He's so stubborn. Lately, because of Eid, I was really busy to come to the live. Oh yeah, that makes sense. What's it called? I feel like other people celebrate Eid for a much longer time than we do. It's supposed to be for one day, other than Eid al-Adha, which is supposed to be for 3 days. But culturally, people celebrate for weeks or like 1 week. Peachy! Oh my gosh, the favorite cat is here. I was just gonna put the whole lecture the whole time. Boring. But Peachy's here. Oh my gosh, you saved the day. The best cat, the most supportive cat, the most beautiful. Peachy! Oh my god, I glazed her too much. Peachy, no. What is up with these cats, bro? None of them want to be on the stream anymore. My trademark is gone. Didn't Trump say he won't do anything for 5 days? I saw that. He spelled witch wrong. He put like an actual like um Halloween witch in his post. I forgot what platform he was saying that on. It's so childish, bro. But yeah, at least Iran is like safer now. It's okay, no that way, except your teeth. What happened to his teeth? Eris, I think you got it wrong, buddy. My teeth were so crazy before braces, each pointing in different direction. Yeah, I had like my lower teeth are fine, my upper teeth are mostly fine. It's just like the incisor, like one of them teeth were like all the way inside. I don't know why. But it's fine now, alhamdulillah. Nah, Joy, you ruptured my eardrums with that pixie screen. My bad, my bad. Alright, I think we got a reboot card. If your laptop is your power, what are you without it? Oh my gosh, stop giving me, what's it called? I even forgot the term. Existential crisis. But yeah, welcome to the stream, Shedletsky Socrates. Oh my gosh, that's why you're so wise. That's why you give me that existential crisis. We got Socrates here. Yeah, bro. I even want to buy one of the Socrates books and like read that for my future live streams. Cause Socrates is so goated, bro. Like I like all his quotes. That's like Spider-Man movie quote. if you're nothing without the suit, then you shouldn't have it. Tony Stark. Oh yeah, bro. That's so true. MJ. W's for Socrates, yeah. Why is that funny? I don't know why.
Otherwise, or else, what's called a while loop should be used. So today we're going to focus on for loops, and then next week we're going to do while loops. So we'll start off with basic for loops. Alright, so what is a basic?
I'm so excited for the new movie. Oh my gosh, yes, next year it's gonna come out in like June, right? Or July. The trailer's so sick. I know. I watched it. And I've been watching all the other clips of the previous Spider-Man movies. They're so awesome, bro. Like, I don't know how they make it that good. Like every single aspect, the animations, the OSTs, and everything. Drea will return in Avengers Doomsday. I'm not a fan of Peter Parker. Oh, what about Miles Morales or Scott? So I don't watch his movies. Yeah, bro, the Spider-Man Brand New Day and the Doomsday. I'm confident. Like, you mean Bustin' Bieber? Who's your favorite Avengers character, Julia? I don't even know, bro. It's been so long since I've watched the Avengers. But let me look real quick. Avengers character. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. I like Iron Man. I feel like he's the most common one. Because he's so cool. Like, I wish I had the Iron Man mask, though. Then I could see the stream while I'm cooking. If I were to cook. I don't think I could. But I don't know how I would be able to do the live stream otherwise. So I don't watch his movies. Wait, why? Why are you not a fan of Peter Parker, though? I'm a fan of Pavitra Prabhakar. Yeah, I saw that Indian Spider-Man. I was like, whoa. Like, Mumbai. What was his town called? Mumbai 10? It's not chai tea. It's like saying chai. I don't know. That part was iconic. Pavitra was so cool in the Spider-Verse movie. I know, right? Yeah, also the villain Spider-Man. Wait, who's this villain Spider-Man? Oh, in the ending where he put Miles Morales on the punch bag. Yeah, his hairstyle was pretty cool. Yeah, also I hope we get beyond the Spider-Verse before I grow white hair. Hello, welcome back to the stream, Lysandra. It's been so long. But yeah, how have you been? Don't worry, you just got like 1 year till the next movie.
Basic for loop looks like. Okay, it starts with the keyword for, and then it's got some kind of variable name, so I'm just going to call it loop variable. And then it's always going to have the equals symbol. And then here I'm just going to put a little star kind of thing like I did for the if statements, and I'm just going to say a vector of values. So technically on the right hand side of this equals, you can put anything that is a vector of values. And then in the body of the for loop, so we indent this as well, just like we have done for other things, you can put some action statements. So inside here, you would put whatever it is that you want to repeat over and over and over again. So any kind of statements that we've done before, you're allowed to put those in there. And then because it's MATLAB, it likes to end everything with the keyword end. And I will draw my little connector. So that's the structure of a for loop. And so what happens when MATLAB sees this? Basically what happens is this loop variable here, it's going to take on, one at a time, every single value in this vector of values. And for each value, it's going to do all of the action statements. So let's say where the loop variable takes on each of the values in the vector and executes the loop body for each. So often oftentimes, like historically, people typically use the variable name I or J for their loop variable. So you'll see that it's kind of a lazy shorthand notation. So that's pretty standard. It's pretty commonplace. It's not necessarily the best variable naming situation, but if that's what you want to do, if that's what you're used to, that's an okay place to just use variable names like I and J. You will want to be a little bit careful in MATLAB because MATLAB has I and J as particular things. If you remember that we talked about way back at the beginning. So being mathematical, I for MATLAB is like the complex number guy. So be careful that if you use I for your loop variable, then you can no longer have I as the complex variable. Alright, so I think it's going to be easiest, as usual, to show you for loops through some examples. So I'm going to do our first example.
I hope we get an Infinity War type of Thor. Chai means tea, bro. You're saying tea. When I ask you for a coffee cup, go to the room for a cream. Yeah, I remember that scene. So, do you have ball knowledge about Marvel? I guess so. I don't know. It's been a long time though. I only know the Miles Morales type of Spider-Man movies. Those were so awesome, bro. I could watch it over and over. They butchered the latest Thor movie though. I don't think I've ever watched a Thor movie, which is crazy. I feel like because I don't know, Thor's like a god, and it's like kind of uncomfortable to watch something like that for a Muslim. Captain America will return to Doomsday. Well, I hope we get an Infinity War. Star Lysandra, welcome. Oh wow, you changed your name, huh? I thought you were another Lysandra, but yeah, welcome. I see you.
Okay, so I'll just start off with something really basic. So I'm going to go for, so I'll use n count as my loop variable. And so I'm going to say he's going to go, so I need a vector here. So MATLAB's got a nice simple shorthand to make vectors. So I'm going to make the colon notation. So it says I need a vector of values, so I need to make a vector. I'm just going to go with a little vector 1:3. So the same notation that we use to make vectors, I can use that here on the right-hand side of the for loop. And then on the inside of this for loop, I'm just going to do a really basic printf. So f printf. And I'm just going to say hello world.
Hello world. So
iconic. That's the only thing I'm going to have on the inside of my for loop. Okay, so then what would happen if I were to run this code? Alright, well, MATLAB's going to come down. It's going to say, okay, n count, that's my loop variable. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to assign that variable the first value in this vector. So this vector is 1, 2, 3. So the first value in the vector is going to be 1. So the first time through the for loop, n count is going to have the value of 1. Okay, so that's great. It's got a value of 1. So then inside...
Is Hello World an Alan Walker song? Because I feel like it is. I'm not sure, though. I think I really like it, though. Are you Hindu? Doggy. Yeah, Anorite Nudar, elite ball knowledge. Eris Dog and Nudar will return Defenders Doomsday. Hello, Doggy, that's good knowledge. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi Sahil, welcome back to the stream. How's it going? And before you ask, no, you're not late. We just started like 18 minutes ago, so I think that's on time. Because I feel like this live stream is going to be a bit longer, because this is like a 1 hour lecture, and then I have another one. I don't know how long that is. Let me see. 20 minutes, not bad. But after this, I might read, but we'll see, inshallah. What are we learning today? Hello, Sridhar Pandi. Welcome back to the stream. We're learning for loops, basic for loops for the coding language of MATLAB. So it's kind of an uncommon language, not like Python, Java, C++. This is MATLAB. How to stop drinking tea or coffee? Well, I feel like there's no reason to, but if coffee just makes you like crash and stuff, you gotta think about, you know, the way you wanna, you know, continue your day. Cause I don't drink any tea or coffee. Like, I don't drink anything, bro. I don't even like it. So I can't really advise you on something that I don't struggle with. But you just gotta do it for the greater good if that's your reason to want to do it. Cause I feel like for Muslims, like, you kind of get that self-control from Ramadan, because people, they have to live the whole 30 days without their like 4 cups of coffee throughout the day. So yeah, fasting helps. For loops, yeah, it's like a coding function type of thing. By the way, Doggy, did you tell your nickname to us? I think, isn't Doggy his nickname? Drink caffeine legit way. What is the legit way? Spanish, you will vanish. Where's Yuki? Bro, the cats are so mean today. They don't want to be on the stream. So we got Leo right there. No, Yuki, sorry. We have a chocolate coin though. But let's continue.
Inside the for loop, what does it say you have to do? Okay, it says we're going to print hello world. So that would happen. So you'd see is output hello world. Okay, and that's all it did. So it goes to the end, but then it's going to go back up to the top of the for loop. And now it's going to go to the second value in this vector, so namely the value 2. And now the variable n count is going to get assigned that value 2. All right, great. So then it's going to come onto the inside of the for loop, and once again it sees the fprintf, so it's just going to do it. So it's going to spit out again, hello world.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's done, so it goes to the end, so it goes back up to the top of the for loop. And now we're on the third and last value in this vector is 3. So n count is going to have the value of 3. And it's going to go into the for loop on the body, and it's going to see the printf, and it's going to do it again. So it's going to spit out hello world. And it's going to hit the end, and it comes back up to the top, and it says, oh, I'm done. So then that is it for the for loop. It goes back to the end, and then it'll just proceed with whatever code is below this for loop. Okay, so that is our first example on a for loop. So kind of boring, but what it did is it let me write these 3 lines of code to print out hello world however many times that I wanted to. So if I wanted to do it 10 times and be very excited about hello world, then I would just change this 3 to a 10. If I wanted to do 100 times, I would change the 3 to a 100. So instead of having to type out an fprintf 100 times, I just do a for loop, and it'll print it out 100 times because the loop gets run 100 times. All right, let's do maybe a little bit more exciting of an example.
My real name is Parva. Dang! I never knew that. Yeah, thanks for sharing that with us, doggy. Parva means a wooden name never heard. Really? It sounds like, I don't know, something like Parvit. I feel like I've heard it before. I don't know. What does it mean? What does Parva mean? My real name. What's your real name, Air Scott? Is Heisenberg? What? That sounds kind of German. But you're Indian, you're Hindu. Parva means festival in Hindi Gujarati. Oh, wow, that's so cool. Your name means festival. So you're just a celebration. What you usually have for breakfast? Whatever is there, honestly. Like, it's usually leftovers. But, you know, if there's nothing left, because I checked the fridge tray, there's nothing. I was like, okay, I'll just eat after, find whatever. I think I'll eat cereal. But yeah. Bruh, whose student's that? What does that mean? But yeah, welcome to the stream 3ODHD. How's it going? What is the average amount of hours you sleep? That's a good question. I slept like 1 a.m. and I woke up at Fajr time, which was like 5 a.m. Actually, no, 5:40. No, Tahajjud was like 5:20ish. So I guess 4 hours and 20 minutes, but it's not like I go to sleep right away as soon as I put my head on the pillow. So maybe 4 hours, but I don't know. I might sleep later. Sometimes when I use like the warm compress on my eyes, like I just sleep the entire day, which was like yesterday. So yeah, that's why I was up so late. It's not usually 4 hours though. It's just today.
So next example.
Is that Java? No, it's MATLAB.
So I could do something like the following. So maybe 4 and index equals. And so again, I need a vector over here. So I'm going to go 1:5. All right, what do I want to do? Well, I'm going to put an fprintf in the body of my for loop again. So that's the action I'm repeating, is printing something over and over again. So fprintf. And let's see, what am I going to print? So I'm going to print out, I'm going to go %d, so a placeholder for a number. I'm going to say %d squared is %d. \n. All right, so I've got my 2 placeholders here. The first one I'm going to fill in with the variable n index. So n index. And then the second one, this one, well, it says it should be whatever squared, so I guess I better put in something like the n index squared, so I'm going to do n index. And I'm going to do really caret 2 to square it. So that's what I'm going to print out every time through this loop. And that's it for my loop. So I'll end it with an end. Alright, so then what's going to happen when MATLAB sees this code and goes to run it? Well, it gets to the start of the for loop and it says, alright, n index, I've got this vector of values. The first thing I'm going to assign to n index is the value 1, the first thing in that vector. So it's going to come into my fprintf, And well, it has to print something. So the first placeholder is going to be whatever this variable, whatever value that variable has. So it currently has a value of 1, so it's going to print out 1. And then the sentence s squared, it's about to be squared, is. And then the second placeholder is whatever that value of that variable is squared. Well, n index is currently 1, so 1 squared is 1. Alright, so that was it for our first iteration. We sometimes call these repeat repetitions of the loop iterations. So that was the first iteration. So then we come back up to the top of the for loop, and now n index is going to get assigned the second thing in this vector, so namely the number 2. So then we're going to go into the body, and we're going to print out. And so now n index has the value 2, so it's going to come into the placeholder, so it's going to print out 2 squared. I'm done, so that is it for my for loop. That is probably the most typical type of thing that you'll see for a for loop. So some variable name is going from 1 up to some maximum value here. So that's probably the most common thing you'll see as a setup for a for loop. It's always going to be 4, and then a variable name, and then equals, and then some vector values, but it's usually 1 up to 6. Alright, let's do another example.
Hydrate yourself, guys. Bye. No, don't go. Bye. Take care, y'all. I gotta go. Okay, bye, doggy. Have a good rest of your day. Where are you from originally? Ooh, that's a juicy question because I've never answered that before. Should I answer it for legit way? Just because they ask. And Yuki's here, guys. Yuki. I had to wash his paw today because he stepped on his litter. Yuki, no water for you, bro. He likes drinking water from cups instead of water fountains made for cats. Then we should avoid that. Meth is drug, bro. Yeah, don't do meth, guys, please. That's AI. What is AI? Lysandra pulled out the checkered flag, so the stream is over, I guess. Okay. I drink 100 liters daily. Oh my god. Is this that toxic? You could die from drinking too much water. Cats, yeah. Welcome back to the stream. I'm not Manny though. How's it going? I slept for 2 hours. I saw my dream, a strong man hitting me with a stick. The second time I was about to hit him, my mother woke me up. I said, why didn't you wake me up when he was hitting me? Aw, that sucks. And welcome to your stream. Assalamu alaikum, Walid. Or Walid. Ooga booga. Okay. That's wonderful. It's nice that we have cavemen here. We love diversity, right? Nah, 3 liters is perfect too, you know? It varies person to person. So how big is a 100-liter drinker? I don't know if you care, but I'm 9. Awesome. I do care. That's a very adventurous age. You get to explore the world. Everything's new. Everything hits harder because, you know. Yuki, please.
So do just a slight variation on the one that we just did. So here I was printing the squares of all the numbers.
He wants to sit right on the laptop, guys.
Okay, well, into a for loop. Then repeat.
Will the age group for what is the age group for the stream? I don't know, bro. It's all over the place. Some people are 17, some people are 9, some people are 20, I guess. 20 plus.
So if I want the odd numbers from 1 up to 5, what can I do?
Okay, Yuki. No, Yuki. Just. There's no space for you here. If you want to sit, you can sit here, but you're too big for that. And he's gonna drop the lamp. Okay. He wants to be warm. The thing is, the lamp is not warm though. It looks warm, so that's why he sits next to it, I guess. But it's not. He just wants attention, I guess. 9 shouldn't be allowed on YouTube. What the hell is 3? Oh yeah, there was once a 3-year-old. Assalamu alaikum, I was joking. Oh. It's okay. But I think it's not good to share bad jokes or like life or jokes either, so. I think I had a dream today too. I forgot what it was though. I had a dream, I was Naruto and I had like Jiraiya sensei with me. Or somebody that I was really attached to, and we were going down an elevator, and it was actually the American military base, and then we set off all the atomic bombs, and then I got out because I was Naruto, right? But my friend did not, Jiraiya Sensei, and he died. But apparently he was an uploaded intelligence, so I was able to bring him back because he was a droid like Zane from Ninjago, and then he actually made it out. But by the time he came out, I already had him uploaded again as another bot or something. And then I was like, oh, but I wasn't sad when I wasn't happy when I saw him again. But I mean, I feel like it was still nice that he came back because like the uploaded intelligence I had was from like 2020, so it was not that updated. So yeah, I don't know why I was so sad. What's your SAT score? I didn't take SAT. Unless you're talking to somebody else. Some people are 3 years old. Yeah. There's a guy whose age was 3, is turning 4 next month. When I was 3, I think I couldn't even speak, let alone YouTube. Yeah, that makes sense. Is a retriever on your lap? No, it's not a retriever. His name's Yuki. He's a cat. And he's not on my lap. He's on the table, which I'm trying to use to take notes for this lecture that I'm watching, but he doesn't want me to study. He's sleeping on my hand now.
Statement, so fprintf.
Oops.
Right, is that for the odd numbers? Okay, well, I can do a for loop because I'm repeating this printing statement. So,
oh, Yuki.
So now I only want a odd number.
It was only a matter of time. This is so hard to balance Yuki and studies. Like, he doesn't want to sit too far away. This is what he wants, guys. He wants to sleep on my hand. Yuki always drops something. I know. The other day was like the entire everything on the table, all for some cuddles. Can y'all hear him? He's like snorting, purring. He likes you. So what are you studying? Hello, Ayush D1R4B. I'm studying for loops right now for this coding language called MATLAB. I suck at MATLAB. I suck at coding in general. I take all the notes. I watch all the lectures. I do my best. I do the exercises. I use ChatGPT. I'm not gonna lie, but I think that's a problem. I have to do it by myself. Oh, dang. He's looking straight at you guys. He's judging you all. I don't know why. I always thought this emoji was a content creator kissing with PNG YouTuber royal pair. What? What even is that emoji then? Oh, it's like elbows. Yeah. It's better to have a tiger than a cat. You know, in Germany, they call cats the living room tiger. Like the house tiger or something. That's just the term for it. But I don't know how I'm gonna study, bro. He just wants cuddles, like 2 hands. It's like putty, guys. I'm gonna squish his brain if he has one. Like, he's making biscuits right now. Like, he likes that squishing. So you live in Germany? No, I don't. I'm from California. That's why it's what's it called? 8:10 a.m. right now. So this is what he wants. He wants to sleep on the clock. Okay, I think I could continue.
I want the odd numbers from 1 up to 5. What can I do? I can go 1:2:5. So you're allowed to do that in a for loop as well. And then, all right, maybe I'll just do the same thing. I'll print out that statement. So fprintf. So %d squared is %d /n quote and index, and then an index squared, and that is is it for my for loop. So now if I run this, it starts off the same, namely n index gets assigned the first value in that vector, so it gets assigned the number 1. So when I do my print statement, I still get 1 squared is 1.
Send him to Dagestan. Yeah, he needs to go there, bro. All men need to go to Dagestan. I saw like a video of Dagestan. Like this guy from One Path Network, he went to Dagestan for 2 to 3 days. It was so vibey. I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's like, dang, I wish that was the culture to run up a mountain every morning. I'm from Silicon Valley. That's a good guess. I'm not gonna say where in California I'm from, but yeah. I'm from California. Putting out the room and locking the door is better. But he wants to be in the stream. Why is the man pregnant? That was the same question Eric asked yesterday. Man, I got fur. Kat enjoying her lockdown. What? Why is there a lockdown in Pakistan? It's kind of school errors. Here's a tip: if your car is being annoying to you in your room, just put him and lock him out the door. It's okay. We'll deal with him. He is good engagement for the stream.
Second time, once we get back to the top of the for loop, the second thing in that
It'd be
vector
3?
is a 3. Because
Yeah.
that vector is 1, 3, 5. So n index is going to get assigned the value of 3. So
And then
we
5.
print out 3 squared is 9. Alright, let's just about our vector be that size. Just go ahead and extend the size of your vector. So that's handy, but if you're dealing with really large vectors and sort of allocating on the fly like that, it can be really slow. So let me write that down. So while MATLAB.
Oh, I forgot it's not a 1.5.
Will extend the size of a vector if you index into it at larger indices than you've already set up. So I mean by that. So if it'll do it on its own, but programs will run faster if you do something called pre-allocate the vector. Okay, so for our next for loop example, I'm going to show you an example before loop and show you an example of how you would pre-allocate a vector. So, example. So maybe I'm trying to write some code that's going to let me enter into the program some scores from like a class, maybe you've taken a test.
Because of war, by the way, Pakistan and Afghanistan. It's still going on? What the heck? I thought they stopped it by now. They're just not gonna stop or what? That's so scary for Kai and everybody else who's in Pakistan. And Afghanistan, because they're innocent too. I haven't met anyone in Afghanistan. I wish I met somebody like locally who's going to India recently, because I need to ask them to buy some things like the books they have there, because shipping it here is way more expensive. Didn't eat dates after Ramadan. Same, bro. Like I don't eat dates outside of Ramadan, unless I fast outside of Ramadan, which is something I should do, because you should fast 6 days in Shawwal, and then Mondays and Thursdays, white days, all that jazz. And one day, because I skipped one day of fasting because I was really, really sick. I had to drink water mid-class because I was like coughing till I threw up a little bit. Get his bed, put it in your room, and just hope he gets on the bed. He's not going to get on the bed, bro. He's already comfortable. Like, look at this guy. And then his leg, bro. But yeah, may Allah protect you all. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you next time. By the way, Juary, did you live stream before or just started to upload without a face reveal? I think I just started to upload without a face reveal. I didn't live stream with my face on, or like with my face on the camera. Pray to Allah, inshallah. May Yuki be safe. I mean, happy homie. Marhaba homie. Marhaba, assalamu alaikum. It's not marhaba, it's assalamu alaikum. If you're Muslim, use the salam. It's free rewards. 10 good deeds per section of salam. Like, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That's 30 good deeds right there. 30 good deeds. What does that mean? Like, 30 actions of good deeds, or like 30 adhkars? I have no idea. But yeah, how you doing, user? Never underestimate a dog. I don't know who's the dog, but yeah.
So I know how many students are in my class, so I can make a variable, basically a constant variable really, that has the number of students in my class, so the number of scores that I'm going to be inputting. So I'll make a variable called n scores, and assign it a value, and just so that my program, when I do the output here, doesn't go forever, I'm going to pretend I only have 4 students. I don't know where that line just came from. I'll get rid of it. Okay, I'm going to pretend I only have 4 students. And then, so if I know how many students I have, how many scores I'm going to be recording, I'm going to want to store all my scores in a vector. So I know that I'm going to need a vector of like 4. So can you remember any functions that we talked about for creating vectors that would let me say, okay, I want to make a vector that's of like 4? There's a couple different ones, maybe. There's one, I guess this is kind of a pessimistic one, but I'm going to make my vector using the zeros function. So I'm going to have my vector called AF scores. So I can say my scores vector, I'm going to make it by using the zeros function. So zeros, and I'll do it as a row vector. So I have 1 row and n scores columns. So that there, during the zeros function, that is pre-allocating my vector. It's setting aside space for 4 scores. Okay, so now I want to write some code that's going to let me enter all of those scores. So I'm going to be doing something repeatedly. I'm going to be entering a score, then entering another score, and then entering another score. So that's perfect for a loop. And in particular, since I know I'm going to do this 4 times, I should use a for loop. So for. So I sort of often use a variant on this notion of
Read Surah Ikhlas 3 times. It's like you read the total Quran. I should do it more often. Yeah, for sure. I think, yeah, that would have been really helpful if you said that in Ramadan. But don't worry, I already knew that, so I did that when I woke up, like, for tahajjud. Like, and I had, like, 2 minutes left before, or, like, after suhoor. And I didn't have time to pray tahajjud. Because, yeah, I just recite Ikhlas 3 times. How much attention seeker is your cat? As high as it gets. Like, if there's a number above infinity, it's like, it's that number. And I'm not Manny though. I see that you spam the Bangladesh flag. Are you from Bangladesh? Because we have a lot of people from there, like Tofu, somebody else I forgot. Which school fiqh do you follow? So like madhab, not fiqh, right? Because that's just jurisprudence. I think like a mix between Shafi'i and Hanafi. Like, I don't think that's like ideal though to follow like more than one madhab. But I grew up in like a mixed community, I guess. Bangladesh, yes. Manny, don't you from Bangladesh? I drink every day. What do you drink? Welcome to the stream, Patrick Jr. Which level mathematics are you doing? This is just coding, to be honest. It's pretty simple. It's like exponents, but to code it is different. Yes, madhab. So I guess I'm more Hanafi than Shafi'i, but sometimes, yeah. Like, it's hard to say, just because, like, some rules are more convenient. Like, when you're at school, and you have to pray Asr, but you don't want to pray Asr at school, you might as well just pray at home. And the Hanafi madhab comes through for that.
people just using I as their loop variable. I often go like I score. So then I know, okay, it's a score, and the i's are telling me it's a loop variable. That's sort of something that I do, but again, it's up to you to choose whatever you want to do for your loops. So for I score equals, and we'll just do our pretty standard one, 1 up to, and then how many scores do I have? Well, that's our n scores variable. So I want to do this loop n scores times to enter each one of these scores. Alright, so that's how many times I'm going to do it. What do I want to do each time? Basically, I want to ask the user to enter the score. So I'm going to enter an input statement, and then whatever they input, I want to store that in the right slot in my vector. So AF scores.
Oh wait, I can't really pay attention.
I want to ask the user to enter the score. So I'm going to enter an input statement, and then whatever score would enter each one of these scores. Oop, n score, and then how many scores do I have? Well, that's our n scores variable. So I want to do this loop n scores times to enter each one of these scores. Alright, so that's how many times I'm going to do it. What do I want to do each time? Basically, I want to ask the user to enter the score. So I'm going to enter an input statement, and then whatever they input, I want to store that in the right slot in my vector. So AF scores, but I want to put it in the correct slot. So what we do to index into our vector, we'll use the parentheses, and then what variable is going to have the correct slot as I go through this loop over and over and over and again. So the first time through, I want to put it in slot 1. The second time through, I want to put the next score in slot 2. The third time through, I want to put it in slot 3. So who's the variable that's counting with that?
I scores.
That is precisely this I score variable. So we're going to use that loop variable as the index into our vector. So I'm going to do AF scores at I score. It's going to take on one at a time each of the scalar values 1, 2, 3, all the way up to n scores. Okay, great. So then what do I want to do? I basically want to ask the user to give me the score. So input, enter score. Not exactly the most friendly program. Alright, so each time through the loop, that's what I want to do. I want to ask the user for a score and put it into the right spot in my vector. So I can end off my for loop.
Wow. It's pretty short.
So then what would happen if I were to run this? Well, now I would start with, okay, n scores is 4, and then it would go and pre-allocate a vector, so it would be 4 zeros for my vector, and then it's going to start the for loop. So the first time through the for loop, I score is going to have a value of 1. So we're going to be filling in AF scores at slot 1. So it's going to spit out enter score. And then I, as the user, get to enter whatever number. So let's say the first person did great, and they got 10. So that was my input there. So it would stick the value 10 into slot 1 of the vector. Then we'd come up to the next time through the for loop. So then I score would get assigned the value of 2. So we'd go back into the body. And once again, it would say enter score.
Now he's just taking up the whole screen. Okay, you could go on the table. I mean, on the bed. Inshallah. So you don't do rafa al-yadayn between ruku and sujood? I don't think you do that in the Hanafi madhab. I pray amongst other people and they do that, but I feel like it would be kind of like what's the word? Riya, like minor shirk, if you just do it because other people are doing it and you don't really do that when you're alone, just so that you could fit in or something. I get scared of that, but yeah, I don't do rafa al-yadayn. I know it's more sunnah to do it. I don't have that habit of doing that when I'm by myself, so it's something that I try to avoid if I'm with other people. But I should do it. I know it's sunnah. But it's not like your whole salah is miscounted because you don't do rafa al-yadayn, Rippity rumpity. I hope I never get fired from my future company. Have you ever played Geometry Dash? I've seen people play it. I've just never played myself. I don't know why. It looks really fun though. Maybe I have played it. I'm not sure. I've been studying the pics on the table. Yeah, he's gone now. Same. Quite an interesting statement, as madhabs are mutually exclusive in certain cases. That's true. I shouldn't mix or cherry pick. But I don't have that much knowledge of madhabs either to be able to pick one, right? Because I'm a layman. So if I want to stick to one, I might have to study it first. I just know some of the basics, like, yeah. I'm Indian and Hanafi. We don't do it here. Oh, yeah. That makes sense that you don't do rafa al-yadayn. Are you Indian? Legit is probably Indian because he's living in India. Okay, let's continue without any distractions now. You could just came to take up the spot, bro. Two?
And I don't know, maybe the next person got a 9.
Or
So
9? Okay.
Store the value 9 in slot 2 in my vector. And then at the end, come back up to the top of the for loop. So now I score is going to have the value 3. You ask me to enter the score again. and I don't know,
8,
we got another 10.
10.
So then it would put the value 10 into slot 3 in my vector value. So it'll store then in slot 4 the value 8, come back up to the top, and it would say, oh, I'm all done. So that's it for my for loop. So then it would just proceed with whatever code comes after the for loop. Now, with all 4 values in my vector being filled in. All right.
So you have
So
row
that's
1
not
with
too bad.
4
This output,
columns.
or output, I guess, for the user is underscore, underscore, underscore. If you don't have too many scores, but if you have 100 students in your class, it might be pretty easy to get lost. You've done maybe 50 of them or something, and then all of a sudden, shoot, did I just enter like person 52's score, or did I just enter person 53's score? And you might get lost. So it might be helpful if our prompt here, this enter score, was a little bit more informative. Like, I'd maybe like to know which score I'm entering. So like the first time, maybe it should say like enter score 1, and then enter score 2, and then enter score 3, and then that would help me not get lost. Okay, so I'm going to teach you about a new built-in function in MATLAB. So there is a new function called function.
But she didn't write the output.
For sprintf.
Yep, where are you from? HP. Okay, yeah, Eris, doggy, legit with Indian, me tofu mani, do Bangladeshi. Yeah, Kai Pakistani. Yeah, we got the whole South Asian continent up in here. That's crazy. I'm from a state called Uttarakhand. Awesome, guys. I feel like Zahir Khan might be from South Asia too. I'm not sure though. He's probably left the stream though. Sprint F.
Very much like fprintf. In terms of how it does like the single quotes and how it has a little placeholder, so it's very much like fprintf, except that it creates a string. So instead of printing stuff to the screen, it's actually going to make a string, and then what we in this class are going to use that string for is we're going to pass that into the input function. So which can be passed to the input function. So technically, if you think about it, we don't usually think about it like this, but when we did input up here, it's a built-in function, so it's got the parentheses, and it is taking in one input variable, namely a string. So I can use sprintf to create a string to pass to the input function. All right, so let's do another example where I'm going to use this idea. So basically, I'm going to use that to make my prompt say enter score 1, enter score 2, so something a little bit more informative. So I'm going to do an example.
Example 5.
And
most probably he's from the subcontinent. Yeah. Asia representing the Earth here. Well, that makes a lot more sense though that we have so many South Asians, because what is the population in South Asia compared to the entire world? It's probably the highest percentage if you combined all the South Asian countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh.
And this is going to be an example, in addition to showing you sprintf, it's going to be an example of something that we've seen before. So let's see. So if I have a whole bunch of scores from my class, what are some things in terms of statistics that I might want to do with all those scores? Usually when I
Find the
do
mean,
test stuff,
median.
people would tell you sometimes the max and the min, but probably what people really want to know is the average. So how do I calculate the average of a bunch of numbers? Well, if I have all these scores, I should add them up. So we've done something before we were adding up a bunch of numbers. See how good your memory is. We did something called a running sum.
Yeah.
So in programming, a running sum is the idea where you have a variable, I usually call it fsum, where we're going to keep adding into it one number at a time. So we have a whole bunch of numbers we want to add up. We're just going to add one number into the sum at a time. So it's kind of like a sum so far is what you can think about it as. So we're going to use a running sum to be able to calculate the average of a bunch of scores. All right, so let's write some code to do that. So I'm still going to pretend I only have 4 students in my class. So n scores equals 4. And then I want to pre-allocate my vectors since I know there's only 4 students. It's going to be better to do this. So AF scores equals zeros, 1 comma n scores. And then whenever I use a running sum, it's my sum so far. So there's something I have to do, I have to remember to do. That's namely initialize it. So I have to give it an initial value, otherwise now it's going to yell at me. So fsum equals running sums. What do I initialize them to? Well, I haven't added anything up at
0.
the start, so I'm going to say my initial sum is 0 because I haven't added anything. Alright, so now we can do our for loop. So inside the for loop, we're going to be wanting to get the new score, and then we're going to want to add it into the running sum. So the start of our for loop is going to be the same. So for I score equals 1 up to n scores. So that's how many times I'm going to repeat the stuff on the inside of the for loop. I'm going to do it n scores times. And then what do I want to do? So I kind of want to do the same thing that I had before, namely fill in my vector one slot at a time. So AF scores. And then what's the guy that's counting? Slot 1, 2, 3, 4. That's I score. And I want to get some input from the user.
S printf.
I'm going to go down to the next line because it's a little bit longer here. So I'm going to go input. And here's where I'm going to use this new sprintf function. I'm going to go sprintf. And then it's going to be just like what you would think of for an fprintf. So I can do a quote, and then enter, score, and then this is where I want it to say enter score 1, enter score 2, enter score 3. So just like an fprintf, we can use the little placeholders, so %d, and then I'll do my colon, and a quote, and then just like fprintf, if I have a %d, I need something to fill into that placeholder. So I can just do like fprintf, comma, and then what do I want to fill in there? Well,
I
want this to
score
say enter score 1, enter score 2,
and
enter score
scores.
3. And the variable that's coming out of the
I score. Yeah, I score first.
So then I need a parenthesis to close off my sprintf, and then I need another parenthesis to close off my input. Okay. That's how in this class we're always going to be using sprintf. So we are only ever going to use it as part of an input statement, specifically when you want some kind of placeholder in your input statement. This is the only way you can do it with an input statement. You can't just use a placeholder for input. You have to use this sprintf idea.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so that's going to prompt the user for the different scores. So now we want to do our averaging. So we need to do our running sum. So let's see, memory test.
Hi, confident. Yo, Iron Kill, welcome to the stream. How's it going? We need some Indonesians too. Yeah, for sure. Selamat pagi if there's any Indonesians here. Yeah, your explanation is true. Another reason is that most of the South Asian people are unemployed and just roam here. They're on YouTube Live. Not here, but I have seen some. I wouldn't say they're the only ones who are unemployed. I feel like a lot of people are unemployed, but yeah. It's sad though. Like, a lot of people need jobs, but it's not that simple anymore to get jobs. My grandma knows how to code. She taught me. She used to be a pilot in NASA, but they had to let her go. What? Your grandma sells dope and she does all those things and she... Oh my god, your grandma's so cool. She reminds me of Red Riding Hood grandma. Like, she... Man. But yeah. Working at NASA. Dang. She might have made, like, freeze-dried cookies. Huh. But I was wanting to try astronaut ice cream. It did not look good, though. I wouldn't want to try that anymore. What is this computer applications? Hello, Crowbat Gaming 5661. This is just, like, a lecture of how to code. I'm taking notes here. Trying to do it myself. We're almost done, though. I got, like, 15 minutes.
All of our running sums, though. Well, this fsum variable, he's going to be the guy to which I'm adding...
Sorry about that. I got like a alarm clock going off. They had to let her go because she started selling dope to coworkers. That's not a reason to fire somebody. Like, if people need what they need, she's just the provider.
New value. And what's it going to be? It's going to be, well, whatever I'd added up so far, so my sum so far, so fsum, plus the new value that I'm trying to add into my running sum. So, well, I just put that into my vector.
1.
So I just put it into AF scores.
Never mind.
That slot I score. Alright, so that's going to add the new score into my running sum. And just a reminder, running sums are always going to look like this.
That's so confusing. So we have a number of students, right? We put the student number here total, and then we make a matrix or something that we want from 1 to n scores. This is our row number. We only have one row, and then the n scores is the final number. And then for the fsum, we have 0, so we initialize that, otherwise MATLAB gets mad. And then we make our for loop, right? So for I score, which is I-score. This is a new variable that we're making. It's from 1 to n scores. And the n scores here, as we wrote, is the last, the total. So 1 to 4. And then the AF scores, as we mentioned here, is something that, this matrix here from 1 to 4 that we're replacing with I-score now, which is still this. I forgot why we did that though. Did we do that last time? AF score, parentheses, I-score. Okay, so we're asking how many times. She didn't go over it last time right here. I put in example 4, but I forgot why. AF score, parentheses, I-score, input, enter skill. So that's just how many times we want to ask it, right? Like the number of I-scores, which is 1 to 4. So we're going to ask that many times, and then we're going to put it in AF scores. So this is how we're going to write it, but to put like a percentage here so that this one changes every time it's printed, we have to put sprintf. And then, yeah. And then the running sum goes like this. We put the initialize this one, and then we can't like always write like +1, +2, +3. We gotta put I-score, right? But we have to put this one first because that's the output we want. Which is so confusing.
And then to update them, to implement them, it's always going to be fsum equals fsum plus the new value that you're trying to add in. So that's what we want to do on the inside of our for loop. So I'm going to end. And then since we did all this work to calculate the average, I guess maybe I should print that at the bottom of my program here. So fprintf. So I'll say the average score is, I'll go %0.2f. Okay. And now I kind of actually have to calculate this average, right? I did the adding them all up part, but to get an average, I need to add them all up and divide by...
Divided by n scores.
So I'm going to do my fsum, that's all the adding part, divide by n scores, that's my number of scores. I could have made a variable, like f average, and said it equals fsum divided by n scores, or I can just go ahead and do that calculation here right as part of my fprintf. Okay, so let's think about, I'm going to put my connector on here. Let's think about what would happen if we were to run this code. New page. Okay, so MATLAB would go and it would set up, okay, we have 4 scores. It would initialize our vectors, all zeros, so that would be 4 zeros. It would...
Yo, Dre, where do you learn coding from? What channel name is it? It's my teacher. Yeah, it's like specific to this program. It's not like available for everywhere. So yeah, it asks score every time input is needed. 9:08 p.m. Dang, it's 8:40 p.m. I mean a.m. for me. Yeah, sorry, 9:09. Hello, Rohitham. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but yeah, welcome to the stream. She did the last time when I said the same. She's gonna end, bro. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't end the live. Okay, I won't. Inshallah. I'll come in exactly 13 minutes. Okay. We'll wait for unconfident. It's just coding. I thought it would be different.
Initialize my running sum to 0, and then it's going to start into our for loop.
Wait, so you thought this would be a different format because you know MATLAB, or you're talking about a different language?
So I-score, first time do the for loop, would get assigned the value 1. So then this input sprintf combination here, that would cause MATLAB to spit out enter score. And since I-score has a value of 1, it's going to fill in that placeholder with the number 1. And so then I'm going to enter my score, so 10, or whatever it is. And it would go into fsum, and it would say fsum
10, 9, 10, 8.
There. And so now fsum would have a value of 10. Alright, so then we'd come back up to the top. Maybe I should put that down here. So let me make a little there's something that we call running code by hand, which is really convenient to do when you have for loops. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make over here on this side, I'm going to stick in the value of I score and the value of F sum. That's not how you spell F sum. Let me try again. F sum. Okay, so the first time through the loop, I score is going to have a value of 1. And then once I've entered this 10, I'm going to go 0 plus 10. So now my F sum would have a value of 10. Okay, so then we would come back
0
up
plus
to
10?
the top of the loop. And now I score is going to have a value of 2. And the input printf is going to cause this to print out enter score, enter I score. And then my F sum, after I enter this 9,
19.
it's going to have a value of 19. Alright, so then we come back up to the top of the loop. Now I score is going to have a value of 3.
29.
So score, and maybe iteration.
Or 8? Wait, hold on. I thought she's gonna use the same inputs as last time. So if it's 8, then we get 27.
Value of 3, 19. And that will be the end of this iteration of the for loop. So we're going to come back up. So let's enter 7. So as I'm running this by hand, for this
34.
my score has a value of 4. So I'm building in slots on it. And then that's going to come back to the top of the loop and it's going to say, oh, I'm done.
So then the fprintf is gonna say the average score is 34 divided by 4. Dang it. What's 34 divided by 4? Well, it has to be like 8.25, right?
So no more than up. 34. And this is
8.5. Ah, man. No, if it's 2 divided by 4, it has to be 0.25, right? No, it's 0.5. My bad. The average score is 8.50.
The stuff that I did over here in green, this is called running code by hand. So basically, you pick a couple of variables that you care about.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi tofu. You're not late, you're just 1 hour and 7 minutes late. That's it. But yeah, it's okay. Welcome back to the stream. How's your day, I guess? Cause it's like 8 p.m. for you, right? Is it 9 or 10? I think it's 9, right? 9:43. Yeah, I have never seen other coding languages being used in core English field like C, C++, etc. But MATLAB is different because MATLAB skills asked in every English domain, and I thought it would be different. Oh, so you know MATLAB. That's crazy. Are you ending soon, though? I don't think so. I have a lot of time before my classes because I slept 4 hours, so if I don't sleep, I'll just read, inshallah, after this. So I think that's what I'm planning to do. Almost done with this lecture, though. I have another one for like 20 minutes. And then after that, maybe I'll take a break, eat breakfast, maybe some cereal. I don't know. And then continue. Or I'll just continue right off the bat. So, yeah, you're good with time, I see. I know everyone's time zone now. India is like 1 hour and 30 minutes, right? And then Pakistan is the same, but like everything's the same, but like PM. And then what's it called? Bangladesh is 2 hours or 1 hour. Actually, no. India is 30 minutes. Bangladesh is 1 hour. Oh, the world changer or the mountain is you. Yeah. Hello, Krishna Mishra. If I already said it, I must have already said that. But yeah, welcome to the stream.
I cared about my loop variable I score, and I cared about my variable F sum. And basically, every time through the loop, you write down what the value of those variables are. If ever your program isn't working correctly, maybe it's going too many iterations or not enough iterations, or if it's just doing something strange, I would think about how do I run my code by hand. So like literally walk through your for loop, just like we were doing right here. Think about the values of the key variables and see what they are and see if they make sense. Maybe take off some semicolons inside the for loop to get that one to print it out for you and see if it matches what you think it should be. Okay, so that's a running sum example. So you probably seen in more math courses, we have a specific notation for summation. So we do the sigma sign. So summation.
Sigma.
Mean like the sum from I equals 1 up to n. So for example, maybe I'm summing up like x sub as. Anytime you see something like that in like math land, that's going to turn into a
Math land
for loop. So that becomes a running. Again, that has a running sum. And you can literally just take what's written in your sigma notation and translate that directly into a for loop. So that, that's going to become 4. And I can literally like copy like this stuff right here. That's going to come and you can go put that exactly down here. So for I equals 1, and then you do a colon, and whatever's at the top,
And
come exactly and go right there. I equals 1 up to n. So you can literally translate from this math sigma notation into a for loop like this. And then what are we summing up? That's what's going to go on the inside here. So you'll have your f sum equals f sum plus, and then whatever's here on the, what is it color? Whatever's here, the sum n is what we call it, that's going to go here. So it'll be the f sum equals f sum plus, whatever's here in the sum n goes there. So the other
Sum
tip
n.
at this point is that in Mathland, whenever you have an x sub something, like x sub 1, x sub 2, in MATLAB, that usually means you're thinking about it having a vector x, and you're talking about the ith slot in that vector. So here it probably means I want to write something like x at I. So something like that. And I guess being a running sum, I should probably initialize it. Otherwise that will yell at me. And stick an n down there. So anytime you see a math summation notation like that, you can translate it directly into a running sum. You've maybe also, in your math courses, encountered, instead of a sigma here, encountered another symbol, another Greek letter, namely a pi symbol. So that's when you want to, instead of adding a whole bunch of things together, you want to multiply them all together. So you can do that in MATLAB, and instead of, or in coding in general.
hello, meow guys. Yo, Palarius, welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Hope Air Scott can't see me. Dre got sleepy today early. Nah, I don't think I'm too sleepy. I'm just a little bit quiet because I was paying attention. Where's Pixie today? She was here, but she was being unsupportive, so she left. Luca was here, Yuki was here, Pixie was here, but they all left. How's it going? Yeah, how's it going, Palarius? Give me tips on how to get a girlfriend. Sean Ferns, haram alik. First of all, repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you're not Muslim, turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's my advice for you, bro. And then after that, after you accept Islam, after you seek repentance, actually you don't have to seek repentance if you take shahada, because then all your sins are forgiven automatically. But there's one hack, right? There's a dua. It's like a supplication. This is like something you ask God. Astaghfirullah, I said dog. But you say, Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayhi min khairin faqir. He'll give you a wife, he'll give you a job, he'll give you everything you need to survive. And if you want to get more specific, ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين وجعلنا للمتقين إماما. You say that, and boom, you'll get a girlfriend. A halal one. You do nikah first. Inshallah. Just marry. You gotta have somebody. You can't just like press a button. Like, alright, I'm married, guys. Hello. Have you uploaded any videos lately? Palarius uploads videos?
Instead of a running sum, we call it a running product. So a running product can be used to multiply a set of numbers. And kind of like a running sum where we add them in one at a time, here we're going to multiply them in one at a time. So by, oh, there's another one of those lines again. Sorry. So by multiplying them in to the total one at a time. There's going to be one difference though. So, well, instead of a plus symbol here, we're going to have a times symbol. But I had to remember to initialize my running sum. So for running sums, you initialize them to 0 because I haven't added anything yet. But if I want to do a whole bunch of things multiplied together, what should I initialize my running product to? Well,
It can't be 1. I mean, it can't be 0. It has to be 1.
0, then I'm just going to be timesing like 0 times anything. I'll still get 0. And then I'll do it again. 0 times the next
F sum equals 1.
So 0 probably isn't
For I equals n 1 to n. F sum equals F sum times x plus 1. Xi.
That's gonna for the
Oh, Yo. She didn't do the end thing. I think that's it though. Okay, so f sum equals 1 when multiplying for running product. That's it? And then do you add it or just keep it multiplication? I don't know. We'll see, inshallah. Alright, the lecture 1 is done. We have one more after this. And then we could get to reading The Mountainese You and The World Changer. Was Kai here earlier? I don't think so. Was she? I feel like I would have remembered because I would have been like, oh my gosh, Kai, welcome back to the stream. How are you? But she's not here. I didn't do that, so she's not here. And weird question, but what do you think of me and Kai talking TikTok? I think it's sus, you know. I think it's khalwa or khawla. I forgot the terminology. It's like khalwa or khawla. Let me see. Khawla? Is it? Khawla? No, khalwa. Yeah, khalwa, that's what it's called. It's not this definition. It's seclusion between two opposite genders, which is still haram. Even if you guys are being halal. So, wait, I'm gonna go pray Isha and come back. Okay. تقبل الله منا ومنكم. Who? Okay. Unless you were asking Polarius. 3K. Oh, sorry, Paul has 3K. 2K subs. Really? No way. Where'd you get so many subs from? Give me a shout out, yo. Let's look at Polarius's account. Polarius Cats X8Q. Look at that. I got Miles Morales here. Polarius Cats. Whoa, 3.31K, yo. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. He makes so many shorts. Eid Mubarak from Polarius Cats. Aww. So cute. Okay. Time for nested loops lecture. Be right back, guys. It's not sus, we just send memes and roast each other. It's, yeah, okay. Nested for loops. Sorry if that sounded so sarcastic, bro. I just meant like it's okay, because I guess the CIA is watching, so it's not really khalwa. I don't know. Because Kai's sister is always watching the like what she's typing as well too, I think. So it's not so weird. But it's only sus because you guys are the opposite gender. It would be completely not sus if it were just me and her, you know? But I think in an open live chat where my mom and my sister comes in and there's a lot of other people as well, that's not khalwa because like there's a lot of people and I'm not trying to be so casual. Like obviously I'm studying and I'm making sure to answer questions regarding Islam, and I'm more serious than I'm like unserious, I would say. But I try not to be so serious where people feel uncomfortable, so they don't want to ask or speak their minds. Because I feel like it's nice that I get to be Queen's safe space when she wants to talk about her day or something, you know? Because it's better if she opens up to me, a Muslim, instead of a non-Muslim who is more caring or more kind, but it won't give her that, you know, that influence for hidayah, I guess. When is your 1K gonna be? It depends how many subscribers I get, and the rate is pretty low. It's like 1 subscriber or like 2 to 3 subscribers per week. It's been that way because it's been hard to live stream. But yeah, I'm not sure. Sometimes I don't get any subscribers. I'll say to my grandma, she's gonna subscribe her, and her 23 monkeys gonna subscribe too. Monkeys? Dang, the ones that jump on the bed? Thank you so much, user. I appreciate the support. Hello, where are you from? Hello, Akar Shverma. I'm from California. Welcome to the stream.
Alright, so now that we've seen some basic examples of for loops, I want to do something a little bit more complicated, namely something called nested for loops. So just like we saw with if statements, where you are able to put one if statement inside another, you can do the same thing with for loops. You can put one for loop inside of another. So let's take a look at this basic nesting structure. So basic nested.
Yo, wait, I just realized Unconfident never came back. He said he was gonna take exactly 13 minutes. Hello, so what are you preparing for? Okay, so we're doing nested for loops. So we're preparing for MATLAB assignment, which is always hard, bro. It's so hard all the time. Look at this lab 10 right here. Let me just show y'all. I haven't seen it before, but I already know it's gonna be so complicated. Look at this pi thing. So we have one. Okay, it doesn't look too bad, but we have this whole thing. We have to trace it. Oh my god. She didn't go over trace it. I think the second lecture is gonna go over that. But yeah, look at these. Look at these questions, man. Oh wait, y'all can't even see it. That's what I'm preparing for. It's 11 pages of questions. Oh my god. Like, what? Even these? Choose and choose K. Binomial. Please. 5 questions. This looks more doable. It's like something she went over. Oh my god, there's another question. I thought it was done. Oh my god. Okay. Pixie's here. Pixie. Hi. So you gotta smell the bookshelf real quick. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Very عجيب جدا. Which language is it? It's MATLAB. MATLAB, yeah.
Oops. Look like. Okay, so you have a for. And then since we're going to be putting one loop inside of another, we're going to need 2 different loop variable names. You can't use the same one for both. It'll get MATLAB confused. So we're going to need 2. So I'm going to call one very creatively loop var outer, and I'm going to call the other one loop var inner. So this one's our outer for loop. So I'm going to call this one loop var outer. And so again, you go equals, and then just like I did before, some vector of values. So this is going to be our outer vector of values. So then we get into the body of this outer for loop. So if I wanted to, before I get with the nesting stuff, I could put some statements in here. So I'm going to say optional outer action statements. So I could put something there if I wanted to. If I don't have anything, I don't have to. And then comes the important part, the nesting. So I'm going to stick another for loop inside of this outer one. So this is going to be my inner for loop. So for, so I need a different loop variable. So I'm going to call it loop var inner, and I'll just say inner vector of values.
I randomly want to watch Ben 10. But I'm asking, what are you reading from her? I don't know what that means. But let's look at like old Ben 10 video. What? I don't have internet, yo. What the hell?
And then inside the body of that inner loop, you can do whatever statements you wanted to do. So I'll just say inner action statements. And so that's the end of my inner loop, so I need to end him with an end. And then if you want, you can put some more action statements for the outer loop after this inner loop. So I'll say more optional outer action statements.
But why would you need to put more optional outer thing if you could just put it before the second nested for loop? Like, why does it have to be after? That's confusing.
And then finally, I need an end for my outer for loop. Okay, so I have put one for loop inside of another. So let's take a look at an example.
Another example. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. Yeah. Have you watched the aliens I told you about? Oh, it was you who told me about Ben 10. No wonder I wanted to watch it. Hold on, let me just put down my... Should I put it up or down? I don't know. So my reflection doesn't show too much. It's impossible. I don't have internet. How am I streaming otherwise? Okay. Ben 10. Wait, why are they so ugly? Oh wow. Look, they have a full episode right here. 4 hours of Ben 10. Is this the OG one? Whoa. I think it's the OG one. It's only 1 year ago. Why is it so funny? Wait, I think I watched this. I did watch this. Because there's like people in a bank who wanted to. Which one did you say to watch? Have a guitar? Awesome. Season 1? Ooh.
Whoa. Cool.
I'm on fire! I'm on fire! Hey, I'm on fire, and I'm okay. Check it out. I'm totally hot. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Here goes. That's what I'm talking about. Liking it. Wait, stop. Uh-oh. Oh, man. I am gonna get so busted for this.
What's that?
Looks like the start of a forest fire. We better let the ranger station know. Probably some darn fool camper out there.
Wait, I remember this
Something
episode.
he shouldn't.
What other cartoons did you watch? Sonic X.
Better take this.
This would be so cool if it weren't so not cool. Look, I know I look weird, but there's no reason to be scared.
You could have just said, I'm Ben.
I don't know what you are, but you'll stay down there if you know what's good for you. Ow!
Don't even think about it, freak.
Ben? Is that you? What happened?
Well, when I was walking, this meteor fell from the sky and almost munched me. Except that it wasn't a meteor or a satellite, but this cool watch thing that jumped up onto my wrist. And when I tried to get it off, I suddenly was on fire. Only it didn't hurt when I was accidentally starting this mega forest fire.
Gwen, are you all right? What in blazes?
Hey, Grandpa, guess who?
It's me, Grandpa.
Ben? What happened to you?
Well, when I was walking, this meteor...
Oh wait, I didn't think about copyright. Yeah. What program is this? This is YouTube, bro. That was interesting though. I don't want to get copyrighted, so we better keep going, inshallah.
So we're gonna do something just to print out a little table of a whole bunch of stars. So maybe I want to make some ASCII art, but the best I can do for my ASCII art is little stars. So I'm gonna write that I want some number of rows. So that's not reason. I want n rows. So my rectangle is gonna have 3 rows in it, and I'm gonna have 4 columns. Okay. So now I'm gonna be printing this little rectangle. So I'm gonna do it 1 row at a time. So I'm gonna have a for loop. It first goes over each row. So I'm going to have an I row. And it's going to go from 1 up to my number of rows. And then inside that, I'm going to have another for loop. It's going to go over the columns. So from 1 up to the number of columns that I want here. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to do a print statement on the inside here. So I'm going to go fprintf. And I'm going to print a little star symbol. And then I'm going to end that for loop off. And then, if you're following along, I'm going to leave one little blank line here and come back and fill this in a minute. So, end, we'll read that line now, we're going to need it later. And we're going to see why. Let me try to run this code by hand. So I'm going to do my connectors. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to run this by hand. It's going to be not fitting on this page, but I guess I will do my best. So I'm going to run it by hand, so I'll set up my little table of variables that I care about. So let's say I care about...
Wait, how do you do this by hand? If for the last time we did the coding by hand, we did I score and then we did the F sum. So it's counting for it. So for I row, we do 1 to n rows. So the first column would be I row, and the second one would be I columns. Yeah, I think it's I row and then I columns.
About I row and I column.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going to happen here? So share it assigns n rows to 3, and it assigns 3 to n rows, and assigns 4 to n columns. And then that is going to see this outer for loop. So it says, all right, the first value that I row is going to get is going to be 1.
Okay, for the rows it goes 1 to 3. The I columns it goes 1 to 4. Back. Welcome back, Tofu. The watch was for his grandfather, Max, but the DNA of Ben was closer to his grandpa, so the watch latched to him when he got near. Wait, why was it for his grandpa? Imagine if grandpa got the watch, then the show wouldn't be good at all. I know, he's kind of chopped, not gonna lie. Tofu, what's your real name? I know it, but I don't know if he wants me to say it. By the way, Dre, sorry for all those arguments. I feel bad. And my mom said not to do these. I'm gonna keep her words. Inshallah. Oh, wait. Dang. SubhanAllah. Like, she said that before from a long time ago. Wow. That really hits deep. Sorry, chat. Don't worry, Tofu. It's okay. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive you. And if what's it called? Anybody you have beef with comes back, like what's his name, Eric Scott or Zahib Jamal, then you could tell them we're sincerely, inshallah.
Great. It's going to come into the inner for loop and says, okay, well, I need to assign I column.
So what would the calculation be for I column here? If we're gonna go with the first iteration for I row being 1, right here, it goes from 1 to n rows, which is 1 to 3. So it go 1, 2, 3, but what would the row I column be? So 1 to n column. So it'd be 1 by itself, and then the second would be 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3.
It's going to have a value of
Stars, I mean, not just numbers. It'd be 1, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. But it says 1, 2, 4 for n columns, so that's weird.
1. You know what? I'm going to try to cater the back 57 loops till it's done. So my I row hasn't changed. So my I row.
Oh wait, so it's not gonna produce stars. It's gonna produce 1, huh?
So that on my I call. So it was different. Just going to now change. It's different inside of this inner one. Now I.
Wait, did she say something?
Just say I'm here. Oh, the file has going to be a little small, but I think it'll be better in the long run. On have a value of this. Okay. Well, I need to assign I call its first value, so it's going to have a value of 1. You know what? I'm going to try and do this on half lines. I know it's going to be a little small, but I think it'll be better in the long run. So my call has a value of 1. And then, what's it going to do? Well, okay, it's going to print a star. So it will print a star. Great. So then, it's going to get to the bottom here. It's going to come back up to the inner for loop. So we're still stuck in this inner for loop, looping around and around and around until it's done. So my I row hasn't changed. So my I row is still 1. But now I'm coming back to the top of the inner for loop. So that means my I call, sorry, I should just say I call singular without.
Wait, why is row still 1 though? It's a column. It's going to n rows. It's just 3. It's just staying as 1.
Yes.
Oh, so it's staying up till 1 until it goes through all the n columns. So it's like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then one column is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
My I call is going to have a value of
No wonder she
2.
made them so small.
So, okay, I call this 2. And then what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to print a star. All right, I will print a star. So it's going to come back up, still stuck on this inside for loop because we're not done. So I call now is going to have a value of 3. My I row has not changed. So I call is going to get assigned a value of 3. And, well, we're supposed to print a star. So we will. I'm going to come back out on the inside of this inner one. Now I call is finally going to have its last value. It's going to have a value of 4. This is all still while I row has a value of 1. So
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like, why is n columns 4 and then n rows 3? Okay, that makes sense. But I don't know if it's gonna go to another line in the star output. My name is Ariane Unconfident. Take my apology or they'll be conscious. Oh, that's a nice name. LOL, what's yours? Nudar. Unique name. Yeah, rare to be honest in here. Again, sorry it didn't feel you forgive me. Where's the rest of the chat gang? I guess just Bengalis right now. But who didn't forgive you? Me or Unconfident? Because I have nothing to forget. He was the best plumber. Yeah. I forgot though. That the grandpa was a plumber.
Star. And so now finally, we've gone through all 4 iterations of our inner for loops. We go to the end and now we come down to where it conveniently left this blank line. So what our goal is with this program is I want to put this little rectangle of stars where I wanted there to be 3 rows, as indicated up here, and I wanted there to be 4 columns.
Oh.
So I printed out the entirety of my first row. I printed out all 4 columns. So in order to make this go down to the next line, what do I need?
You need a new line. /n, yeah.
Once I'm done with all of the column iterations for this row, that's where I want to print the \n. So I'm going to stick an fprintf in here, where all I'm going to do is print out a \n. And so that'll make me go down to the next line. Alright, great. So we do our fprintf, get to the end, we come back up to the top of the outer for loop. So now finally I row is going to get assigned its next value, which
2.
is 2.
It's gonna be 2, 2, 2, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3, 3, 3,
assign his
3.
first value, so that's a 1. Great. What does it tell me to do? It tells me to print a star. So I will print a star, and we're down here once we have that \n. Then we're not done with this inner for loop, so now I row is still 2, I haven't changed him. And now I call is going to take on his next value, so he's going to be a 2. And 3.
We can make the American flag.
And I can, and that was ends up the next card now. It's not kind of alright, just use it when we can.
Okay, so I skipped a lot. I hope she didn't say anything too important there, but I get it. I get how to do that. But 6 more minutes and then we're done with the lecture. I have another example to do. Juria, when you fully learn coding, could you make a website or an app for us as a tribute? I'm not there yet. I'm still a really, really beginner. My only goal for learning code is to pass this freaking class because I failed it before. So I'm really scared. I'm not good at coding whatsoever. I'm just taking notes, bro. I can't make a website. But if I ever learn and get that good, I'll try to make a website for you guys. And then you guys can send me money. And then I could buy books with that. Just kidding. I don't need y'all's money. God bless you, seize the day. Thank you, Animatiz. Welcome to the stream. I completed my grade 10 year now in. Grade 10. Wow. I didn't go past grade 10. No, because there's this exam called CHESP that makes you skip 11th and 12th grade. So, oh, coding, what are you trying to beat? Hello, Safari Adelaide. I'm trying to be a good student and pass this class. That's my only goal. I'm trying to get out. Appreciate the support, Animatiz. Yeah. You still studying? Yes, Thunder 97. I'm always studying. Okay.
I'm gonna actually do this one as a function.
So coding is just mandatory, yeah.
Print matrix function. So I'll do function. So square bracket equals print matrix. And it's going to take in some, I'll just give it a generic name, AAF data. So some matrix that we want to print. So when we did the previous example, I knew that there were 3 rows and 4 columns, and I just assigned n rows and n columns to those values. Here I'm just getting passed a matrix. So somehow we need to figure out how many rows and how many columns are in that matrix. So another memory test. Anybody remember what the function that's built in MATLAB that tells us that is?
Wait. Oh, size, okay.
Size function. So length is for vectors generally, size is for matrices. So the syntax for size is the following. So you can call the size function. It's actually going to give you 2 output variables. So n rows and n calls. I'm going to call the size function and give it AAF data. Okay. So then basically I'm going to set up my same nested for loops that I had in the stars example. So I want to go through each of them.
Let her pass the test, gang. Oh, I was gonna say my dad is a software engineer. Awesome. I don't think is it C? It's not C. It's MATLAB. If that's what you're asking. C. It was function in C? No. It's MATLAB. I thought that's what you're doing. Yeah, I don't want to be a software engineer. That's way too complicated for me. Anything that's like, not too brainy. I literally just got home from taking an exam, so this is comforting. Really? How's this comforting, bro? I think I'd get more stressed watching somebody study while I'm, just haven't taken an exam. I need to get my charger, though. My phone is dying. I'll be right back, guys. I'm back. Where's Locus Pocus? That's a wonderful question because Locus Pocus should be here, but he's not, and I don't know why. I don't know where he is either. He's probably with his soulmate, Irene Kia. I spy with my little eye a laptop. That's all there is on the screen. So you said you're younger than me, but you sound older. I sound older than you? I'm gonna buy an iPad 11. Which color should I choose? I don't even know the colors. Let's look at them. iPad 11. I don't know if I said I was younger than you, though. I don't normally say my age. Wait, there's only 4 colors? I think this gold does not look good. This this silver is too tacky, like. Looks like a MacBook. This gray looks good. This red looks the best, though. I would get red if I were you. But this grayish bluish is nice as well. This is more like professional. This is more like pop of color. I would get red. I'm sick of 6-7. Why? You need more 6-7. 6-7. Hold up, let me see those prices. Damn, bro. If I only got $100 every time someone said 6-7, oof. You'd have like $200 right now. Okay. No, but you said you didn't pass grade 10. I will leave it. I didn't say I didn't pass it. I said I didn't go to 11th grade. But I did explain after that. I'm confused between pink and gray. Exactly. Those are the two options I liked better too. But I think it's red though, right? Not pink. But yeah, either one is good. What do you mean why? This is my viral number. Bro, someone said, I hope you get shot 6-7 times. Who said that? Oh my gosh, stay away from them, Nick Matthew. My classmate got a 6-7 on her exam today. Awesome.
Rows. So for I row equals 1 up to n rows. So for every row, what do I want to do? Well, for each of the rows, I want to print every single column in my matrix. So I need to loop over the columns. So for I call equals 1 up to n calls. And, well, this is a print function, so I'm going to do an fprintf. So I'm going to print out, no longer percent, 5.2f. So here's where I'm actually putting something in here, 5.2, whereas often I'll just use 0.2. If you put something in there, that's going to let you line up all of the numbers in your matrix really nicely, so all the decimal places align. So 5 or 7, something sort of sufficiently big, just depending on how big the data that's in your matrix is. So I'll go with 5.2 here. And then I can do a little quote. And then what I want to print out, well, something from my matrix, so AAF data. And so remember, for matrices, you're always wanting to give it two things: which row you're talking about and which column you're talking about. Well, what variables do I have that are walking through the rows and walking through the columns? These ones right here, maybe my for loop variables, so I can just go ahead and use them. So I row,
I call.
and I call. Oops, and I need a parenthesis here to close off my fprintf. Alright, and then, just like our stars example, I'll end that inner for loop. And then, so that I actually get the different rows of my matrix instead of it just all printing out on one line, I need to put an fprintf in here with a backslash n. So, that scrolled rather inconveniently. Alright, so fprintf with a backslash n. So that's going to make sure that I go down to the next line at the end of each row. So it happens, so here's my for loop. This is at the end of each of those. So right before I finish off that one and go back up to the top, the last thing I'm going to do for every row is I'm going to do a backslash n to go down to the next line. And I guess I need an end for my function.
Wait, he already put an end. Oh, the function. Oh dear.
Okay, so that's an example of some code that would go through a matrix. So it's going to walk through a matrix one row at a time. So the outer for loop picks current rows. It's going to go row 1, and then it's going to go through all of these inner loop columns. So for column equals 1, 2, 3, 4, however many there are. Then it'll come back up to the outer for loop, go row 2, go through all of the columns. And then it'll go up to row 3, go through all of the columns. So this is how you can print out a matrix. So using nested for loops to print out a matrix. This example here is also another example of why we split our code into functions. So maybe I was writing some code that dealt with a whole bunch of matrices and I wanted to print them all out. So if I write a single function like this called print matrix, and all it does is take in a matrix and prints it out, I can call this function over and over and over again to print out all the various matrices that I care about. So instead of having to write this code for every single matrix that I want to print, I just write the function once and then I can call it as many times as I want. So now that we know how to use for loops, instead of using this to print out all of our vectors and our matrices, we are now exclusively going to use for loops to print these out. The benefit is that it allows us to specify exactly how we want the numbers to look. So we can specify here, I did 5.2, but you can actually use whatever you want or whatever I tell you in the PDF, and that's going to give us control over how our output looks. So with the disk function, you just get whatever NetApp or Octave feels like you run your program. So now we're going to switch to for loops for printing matrices and vectors. Alright, so those are a couple of examples of nested for loops.
Yay, we're done. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Girl, hi. Hey, Kimberly Cobra, what'd you cook today? For us, we can say 6-7 in school. They banned 6-7 in schools. Oh my gosh, why? It's just a number, bro. It's not inappropriate. I think they just got tired of it. Okay. So... I definitely need to start studying for my exam on Thursday. This is just for the labs, bro. Um, yeah, I'm kind of concerned that I slept only like 4 hours today, just cause like I have a long day. Tuesdays are the longest days. But should I start reading or should I stop the chat and then start again after this? I don't know. Hello, how are you all? Hello, Bing Chilling. Welcome to the stream. You missed many chat. Sorry. Let me look up. I know those things. There is functions, library, modulus, colon, and loops. Yeah. How many times did 50 Cent get shot? Like 5 or 6, 7? My grade 10 results are still not out. It's gonna be in some days. So you're gonna see if you pass grade 10 or not? I feel like you will. Like, you shouldn't have to worry about that. Like, most people don't repeat grades unless you're, like, really, really bad. You could probably tell if you passed or not by how well you felt like you were doing while you did it. Yo, what's good, Bing? Just finished my entire math syllabus and still 6 days left for the exam. Dang! What about you? Damn, Bing, you can type fast. What time, which day? For me? What time is it? It's 9:28 and it's Tuesday. So yeah, I think I'll take a break, eat breakfast, come back later, inshallah, and then start reading, doing my morning readings. But yeah, when are you gonna read? Probably not in this stream. I don't know, just cause like, yeah, I have to fill up the hummingbird feeder as well. But yeah, see you guys later in a bit, inshallah. Unless I don't stream, I don't know my schedule, what's gonna happen. But yeah, we'll see, inshallah. Okay, bye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.